Hello friends, we are going to discuss today the fission and reaction intermediates. Children, you are going to study this under organic chemistry. So this is for class 11th. One of my students had requested to take up this topic. I am thankful to him. Now let's study the fission and reaction intermediates. So what do you mean by fission? Now the word fission means to break. Right, so whenever there is a covalent bond which is formed by equal sharing of electron breaks, right, it either breaks equally or it breaks unequally. When it breaks equally or there is symmetrical fission, we always get free radicals, and whenever it breaks unsymmetrically or unequally, we get carbocations and carbanions. Is this clear? Now look here, let's take up an example. Suppose there is a covalent bond between X and Y. Okay, since it is a covalent bond, so one electron from X and one electron from Y are forming the linkage. So what is there? The Y is already having say 7 electrons, with one electron of X complete its octet, and likewise X also complete its octet by sharing one electron from Y with Y. So these electrons are equally shared and the bond formed is a covalent bond. Now just imagine, suppose you are two friends, two classmates sitting together. Now if both of you are powerful, what will happen? You are going to keep the book in the center. Right, suppose you are doing some maths problems or maybe you are doing some chemistry equations, so you will place the book in the center because both of you are equal. Okay, and when you'll go back, you'll take away your books back. So this is like when breaking will take place, there will be equal breaking and both will get back their electrons. Is this clear? So we call the species as the product formed as free radical. Now free radical is having odd number of electrons or unpaired electrons, so it is highly reactive and is looking for the same type so that it can complete its octet. Okay, then next is heterolytic fission. Again imagine if X and Y are there, and say suppose X is weaker and Y is stronger. Now what will happen? The shared pair will be taken by Y. Okay, with the result Y has its own electron plus one more, so it will get a negative charge. X has lost its electron, so X will get a positive charge. Okay, so with heterolytic fission or unequal breaking, you will always get one cation and one anion. Since we are dealing with organic chemistry, so we call this as carbocation and carbanion. Children, one interesting thing I would like to share. When I was teaching, one of my students said, "Ma'am, I have not actually he was absent, so he copied the notes. And then next day he came and said, "Ma'am, I have not understood what is carbocation." Even I was shocked. Carbocation? I said, "I have not taught." He said, "No, ma'am, you taught. I have in my notes." I said, "Okay, show me." So he was pronouncing this as carbocation. But remember how you are going to pronounce it is carbocation. Okay. So similarly, if we take another example, if we take X and Y and say this time Y is stronger. So now this bond will shift towards X. Say X is stronger, so this shared pair will shift towards X. Therefore X will get a negative charge and Y will get a positive charge. So again with this result you will get one anion and one cation. So whether it breaks the bond is shifted towards X or Y, you will always get cation and anion. Is this clear? So what is fission? Fission is breaking of bonds, right, of covalent bonds, and if it breaks equally, we call this as homolytic fission. Homo means equal, and when it breaks unequally, we call this as heterolytic fission or unsymmetrical fission. And homolytic fission results in free radical, whereas heterolytic fission results in carbocation and carbanion or carbanion. Is this clear? Now let's take up the reaction intermediates. What are the reaction intermediates? These are the reaction intermediates which are formed when the reaction is taking place. So reaction intermediates are highly reactive species. These are 4 in number: free radical, carbonium ion, carbanion, and carbene. Okay, they have got very short life and you cannot isolate or cannot separate them. So they are formed like, you know what happens whenever we take a substrate, it combines with attacking reagent, right, and it forms reaction intermediate which further forms the product. Is this clear? So these are the 4 types of reaction intermediates. Either either free radical is formed or carbene is formed, or you get carbonium ion and carbanion. Is this clear? Now let's take up one by one. So I'm taking the first reaction intermediate as free radical. Now how it is formed, like I shared you, it is formed by homolytic or symmetric fission, right? Now what happens when both X and Y have got the same type or same electronegativity? Okay, so when both have got same electronegativity, what will happen? The bond is going to break equally, homolytic fission. With the result, you will get back X and Y with odd number of electrons or one unpaired electron, right? This is in the excited state. So the product formed or the free radical formed is short life, highly reactive, and is looking for the same type so that it can pair up and complete its octet. Okay, now how many types of free radicals are there? So there are 3 types of free radicals depending upon the number of carbon. Okay, so you have got primary free radical, secondary free radical, and tertiary free radical. Primary is also known as 1 degree free radical. Secondary is also known as 2 degree. So it is 2 degree free radical, and tertiary or 3 degree free radical. Okay. Now like we said, it is depending upon the type of carbon. So primary carbon is a carbon which has got at least 2 replaceable hydrogen atoms, right? Secondary has got 1 replaceable hydrogen atom, and tertiary has got no replaceable hydrogen atom. Or we can say the primary is 1 degree, so that means it has got 1 hour, right? 2 degree means it has got 2 hours. 3 degree means it has got 3 hours. What are hours? Hours are alkyl groups. What is the general formula for alkyl group? The general formula for alkyl group is CN, right? You are right. CnH2n plus 1. Okay, so if I want to give you an example of primary free radical, we can have 1 carbon, right, with 3 hydrogens. So this is a free radical, and we denote this with 1 free electron. Or we can have 1 carbon with 2 replaceable hydrogen, like we said, and it has got 1 R with 1 free electron. Okay, now let's take up secondary free radical. Secondary free radical has got 1 replaceable hydrogen. So from this we replace 1 H with R, and it is going to become what? Secondary. So I put R here, carbon, R here, and now this has got just one replaceable hydrogen, so this is your secondary free radical. Now let's take up tertiary. In tertiary we remove this one also and we replace this with R, so this becomes your tertiary free radical. This R can be replaced with CH3, or you can have this CH2 CH3, like this you can change. Is this clear? Now, so these are some examples. So you have to identify one carbon with one unpaired electron and it has got at least 2 minimum hydrogen. So this is which? This is 1 degree free radical. Okay, look here again, 2 hydrogens and 1 R. This is again 1 degree free radical. Over here there are 2 R's and 1 H. You are right, this is secondary free radical, and in this example there are 3 R's and no replaceable hydrogen, so this is an example of tertiary free radical. Okay, now let's study how these free radicals look like. So let's see their structure. So if you see the structure is planar. Planar means all the points are present in the same plane. Okay, so this is the carbon, right? So this is the carbon and it has got this trigonal structure with bond angle 120 degrees. Okay, how do you calculate? So 360 degrees divided by 3, you get 120 degree. So this is 120 degree. Over here let's take example of this one. So you have H here, R here, H here, and these bonds are sigma bonds. Sigma bonds are formed by, yes, head-on overlapping. So it is the stronger bond than pi bond, and it is formed by maximum overlap. Now there is one free electron. Now this one free electron is present in the unhybridized 2p orbital. So carbon has got 2p orbital. In this 2p orbital unhybridized shell, you have got one electron. Okay, so what is the structure? It is trigonal planar. All these 3 points 1, 2, 3 are in the same plane. The bond angle is 120 degrees and the carbon is sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay, so this is how the free radical looks like. Now let's study how they react. So when we see the stability, actually stability of free radical is the inverse of reactivity of a free radical. So reactivity of free radical, if reactivity increases, the stability decreases. So if we see stability 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree, and then methyl, you will find 3 degree is more stable. So when it is more stable, definitely it is going to react slowly. So as we move from 3 to 2 degree or to 1 degree, that is when we move from tertiary to secondary to primary, what happens? The stability decreases. So what is happening? The stability is decreasing. Now this stability of free radical can be very well explained by hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect, children, I've covered this in my previous lesson, so you can check through the video, and if you have liked, then please press the bell icon so that you get the latest videos. Do subscribe my channel so that you continue watching my channel, right? Now when we talk about hyperconjugation effect, it is also known as no bond resonance, or it is known as Baker-Nathan effect. Okay, now this is actually the conjugation between sigma and pi bond. Okay, so on the basis of hyperconjugation effect, there is one pi, in the 2p orbital we studied right? Like this we studied in 2p orbital unhybridized, we have got one electron. So this one electron forms conjugation with sigma bond over here between carbon and hydrogen. With a result, the stability increases. Now always remember, the stability of free radical depends upon hyperconjugation, and according to hyperconjugation, higher is the number of alpha hydrogen, higher is the stability. So more alpha hydrogen means more is the stability. Okay, so look at this carbon. This carbon has got 3 plus 3 plus 3. How many hydrogen? 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9. So there are 9 hydrogen in tertiary butyl. Right, now when we talk about isopropyl, there are 3 plus 3, 6. Over here there are 3, 4, 5 hydrogens, and in this example of methyl there are 3 hydrogens. So also remember, the resonating structures are responsible for hyperconjugation or stability. More resonating structures, higher is the stability. And how do you calculate the resonating structures? So the formula says resonating structure is actually equal to number of hydrogen plus 1. So how many hydrogens are there in this? 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9. So 9 hydrogen plus 1. So you have got how many? You have got 10 resonating structures. How many structures? 10 resonating structures. Where? In the tertiary carbon. Okay. So in tertiary free radical you have got 10 structures, so it is definitely more stable. Then when we talk about the secondary carbon free radical, say for example isopropyl, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7, 7 hydrogen plus 1, so there are 8 structures. So always remember 10 is greater than 8, so 10 resonating structures means tertiary is more stable than secondary free radical. Okay, likewise when we move to primary has got, let's take example of ethyl. So 3, 4, 5, so 5 hydrogen plus 1, 6 structures. When we talk about methyl, 1, 2, 3, so 3 hydrogen plus 1, so there are 4 structures. So definitely as these structures decrease, the number of structures decrease, the stability also decrease. And when stability decrease, what will happen? The reactivity order will increase. Is this clear? So it says more resonating structures, more stability, and so we move from 3 degree to 2 degree to 1 degree to methyl free radical. What is happening? The stability is decreasing, and if stability is decreasing, its reactivity order will increase. So if I ask you, out of 1 degree and 2 degree, which one is more reactive? So definitely this one is more reactive, right? Why? Because this is less stable. Hope you must have enjoyed. Okay, happy learning. Thank you. Do subscribe my channel and like press the like button if you have liked this video. Thank you.